just need to reassemble.
What's up guys, my name is RBG and I'm back with another Marvel's Avengers video, and this is going to be another one of those potential leak discussions. There seems to be a ton of things getting out regarding this game in the wake of its announcement for E3. Everything from its roster to the type of style Crystal Dynamics is going for and many other things. And admittedly, I didn't want to harp on these leaks, let alone give them the time of day, but based on some of the official info we've been getting, it seems like these rumors are turning out to be true. A couple days ago, we got the official plans for Marvel's Avengers E3 panel, and everything that was mentioned in those plans matched perfectly with the things mentioned in the throwaway Reddit leak we got a couple days prior. So this gives me the incentive to keep going, because it just seems like everything is coming to fruition. So we're going to talk about that and the rumors that Marvel's Avengers could potentially be a games as a service. But before we dive into these topics, I want to remind you guys that this video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. If you're a man or woman of culture who loves anime, games, and dank memes, then I highly recommend checking out their merch. They have a wide variety of stylish hoodies and other cool apparel that'll have your friends mad jealous. By using this promotional code, you get 5% off any $49 purchase or higher. So slide on over to beautifulhalo.com. The link will be in the description. So as I mentioned earlier, we had gotten a confirmation that Marvel's Avengers will be this action-adventure game with single-player and cooperative gameplay up to 4 players, and it would feature customization. I want to say that most of, but not all of these things were revealed in the Reddit leaks prior to this, and it sort of makes sense that everything wasn't going to match up because Square doesn't want to flat out tell the audience everything that they have in store for them. That's one of the biggest draws of E3, actually surprising your audience with things your game is going to bring to the table. It's all about making a strong first impression, and I think Square is going to do that and then some, because actions speak louder than words and rumors. Like, even though I know a great deal of information regarding their plans for this game, I have no doubt that I'll still be hyped after seeing the reveal for it. And there's a possibility that they'll go out of their way to change things they initially planned since the leak got out. But anyways, there's a new Reddit leak that's been getting a lot of attention over the past 24 hours. And this one totally threw me for a loop because it sort of clashes with some of the details we got from the other leak. It basically gives information regarding the character this game will be centered around and more details on some of the character's gameplay and the way Square chooses to handle their DLC. It reads as so. Kamala Khan will be a central protagonist at the very least early on. The Avengers have been disbanded for a while due to a catastrophic event, and Khan will serve an important role in reuniting the team. Now, I want to just pause and interject and say if this is true, it'll basically answer the big question of who the mystery character was narrating the announcement trailer, because she does sound relatively young, and Kamala Khan just so happens to be a teen in the comics. Like, I think she's in high school, so it sort of makes sense that she would be the one talking in the trailer. The thing that instantly pops in my mind after hearing this is that this game's story could possibly be similar to the MCU's Avengers. If you look at who Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has been building to be the new face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's Captain Marvel. She's going to be the most powerful Avenger moving forward in Phase 4, but her character hasn't really gotten a warm reception. The actress portraying this character has made some pretty controversial statements, and the backlash she's gotten has caused a ripple effect, because people tend to get a little irked anytime they see Captain Marvel, no matter if it's the MCU version or any other variations of the character. And Kamala Khan just so happens to be one of those variations. She's the latest version of Miss Marvel, and she's garnered a lot of popularity since she was introduced back in 2013. Like, her fan base is one of the bigger ones when it comes to Marvel comics, and you can't go without seeing her in everything. This is one of the reasons why I'm a little conflicted, because the gaming market is oversaturated with Kamala Khan. They already have her in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 along with Carol Danvers. And I know her skill set completely differs from Captain Marvel since she can do wacky stuff with her body mass, but I think players' interest in her is going to hinge on how well Crystal Dynamics translates her abilities into gameplay. But moving on, the Reddit leak says that Marvel's Avengers will be heavily story focused throughout, drawing more inspiration from the comics than the MCU. The story can be played entirely solo. You will control one character and the AI will control the others. Up to 4-player co-op. The crashed helicarrier will serve as your main hub. The world/level design will be very similar to Kingdom Hearts. Think multiple large worlds/levels versus one huge open world. And the levels are large enough to accommodate flight-based heroes like Iron Man. Iron Man's flight feels significant because some characters cannot reach where he can. Now, most of these pretty much confirm what we got from the previous leak and E3's plans. We already knew that this game was going to be going for a more comic book style instead of one with MCU influences, which I'm pretty happy about because it seems like every modern Marvel game can't go without injecting MCU elements into them with the designs and personalities. And we heard about Marvel's Avengers having co-op, but we didn't know in what way, asking if the story mode would feature online or local co-op. And it's looking like it's going to be what I initially thought, which is having the option to play solo with AI controlled partners, or it can be played with 3 other human controlled partners. But there's still no information on if it'll be for local multiplayer or online or both. But anyways, the thing that's really confusing me is where the leaker mentions that the helicarrier will be the main hub, because the previous Reddit leak says that the Avengers Tower will serve as the main base of operation. But I guess that wouldn't make sense because the announcement trailer makes it seem like the Avengers Tower is out of commission since we see it in shambles. But that wreckage we saw could be part of the helicarrier, which I'm assuming to be S.H.I.E.L.D.'s helicarrier, since it's said to have crashed on land. It would definitely work for the perfect hideout since it has cloaking abilities, and the Avengers Tower is a big target in the middle of New York. But man, I just don't know what to think anymore. Like, I'm guessing they both could potentially serve as the hub. Like, I can imagine that there's going to be a part where things are all normal at first and you're roaming around the tower, but after a catastrophic event happens, the Avengers will need to go into hiding in the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. But anyways, let's move on to the more interesting info, which revolves around the possibilities of open world gameplay. This has undoubtedly been the main question fans have been wanting answers to, because when you hear the term open world, you just know the game is going to be large in scale. Hearing that it could have a world that's similar to Kingdom Hearts really excites me, because Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 and Birth by Sleep had some pretty impressive worlds. The amount of stuff you could do in them was insane, and each one felt different from the other. And the leak mentions that this game has multiple large worlds as opposed to one big open world, so this could mean 2 things. It could mean that each world is only accessible during a mission, or there could literally be different worlds you can travel to. I'm hoping for the latter because I want to be able to fully explore every world the Marvel Universe has to offer, like choosing to travel back and forth from Asgard to Earth with Thor, or flying around New York with Iron Man would be awesome. Speaking of Iron Man, the leak goes on to say that the levels are large enough to accommodate flight-based heroes like Iron Man. Iron Man's flight feels significant because some characters cannot reach where he can. There's no loot like you'll find in your looter shooter like Destiny. Everything is mostly power based, hence the character skill trees. For example, you won't be finding Iron Man thrusters of different rarities. Unless it's changed, Ms. Marvel, Iron Man, and Hulk will make up the team build early on. There shouldn't be massive gaps in unlocking heroes. You'll have your chance to play as classic heroes soon enough. This isn't Square Enix's answer to Destiny or The Division like many are speculating, as it's games as a service. DLC will be like Marvel Spider-Man and Tomb Raider, where the cosmetic packs will be free and premium. So the first thing I'm liking about this news is that there will probably be stages that we'll essentially have to replay with a different character, because the leak says that the Avengers who don't possess flight capabilities can't reach areas that a character like Iron Man can. And I'm excited that the worlds are really large in scale because we're gonna need that if we want the Iron Man gameplay to be fun. I know fans were mentioning that the Javelin's flight gameplay from BioWare's Anthem would be perfect for Iron Man, and admittedly that's one of the characters I'm interested in seeing the most because he hasn't had that creative mind that could translate his awesomeness into video game format. I think it would be cool if players could fly into the hub and watch his AI take off all the different pieces to his suit. And there's also the armor that he can call on at any given moment. Like, imagine free falling off of a building and summoning a new suit. But anyways, I think the more important things we can take away from this leak is how Square plans to do its business, because the big elephant in the room seems to be the rumor that Marvel's Avengers will be a games as a service. This basically means that there's a possibility that Marvel's Avengers won't come out as a full game. This is a business model that's mainly associated with MMO and mobile games because they feature subscriptions that ensure continued revenues to the developers. Depending on how good this practice is implemented, it can make or break a game. Not to mention that there's no promise of these games having a lengthy life cycle if they don't get additional content. And then there's the whole microtransaction schemes, which nobody wants to deal with. These are a culmination of all the things fans are dreading when they hear that Marvel's Avengers will be a games as a service product. But according to the leaks, it won't be as bad as we think, saying that there aren't going to be massive gaps in unlocking heroes, which is awesome because games as a service always tries to make grinding harder to persuade you to purchase what you originally tried to unlock. This isn't going to be like Destiny or Division, and we could potentially be getting the same DLC that was in Marvel Spider-Man, which would be a huge plus, because Insomniac poured their passion into that game, and they delivered everything the fans asked for in terms of additional content. The only thing we really paid for was the bonus missions. But with that, I'm going to end this video. I just want to advise all of you to take this kind of info with the purpose of entertainment and speculatory content only. I'm basically just telling you guys what I think is legit and what I think Square has in store for us, and I'm letting you decide what you think is true or false about Marvel's Avengers. We already have 5 days away from the E3 reveal, so this is a good way to keep you guys somewhat entertained until then. But anyways, I want to know what you think about this news. Do you think the leak is too far-fetched? And do you like the idea that this title could possibly have Kingdom Hearts-like worlds? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback and will only help me improve my channel. But if you really enjoyed this video, it would help me out tremendously if you shared it on social media outlets with all your friends and followers. Sharing really makes a difference. But this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
A new Avengers game? Hey, get ready to assemble for this one, true believers.